I am not Michael 2. This sentence seems mundane, useless even. Who could be Michael 2? The second Michael? The less important backup? No, none of those. I was Michael 2 back in preschool. There were two kids in my class named Michael, Michael A, and me. One of my teachers decided that calling us Michael was getting confusing and wasn't worth it, so she took matters into her own hands and decided to call us Michael 1 and 2 instead of the more rational and easier path of calling us with our last names, Michael W and Michael A. Blah, blah, blah. The headline reads, Preschool teacher fucks up so bad a 20-year-old college student makes a YouTube video about it. Anyways, from that point forth, I was known as Michael 2. And despite being just about 5 years old, I felt that being called Michael 2 was worse than being Michael 1, even though I didn't really know why. I felt inferior. I felt like I was Michael 2 because Michael 1 was better than me, but that wasn't true. So why was I called Michael 2? Just an arbitrary assignment? Is my last name Williams? Because it starts with a W, is that why I was Michael 2? I think so, and that's the only reason why. It doesn't matter, anyway, about why I was named what I was named. The only thing that matters to me is what happened because of that name. And maybe it was something good that happened. You know, I was never competitive growing up, and I trace that back to never being Michael 1, never being first. It never became something important to me, so I always played games for the love of the game, never caring if we won or lost. And this would get me in trouble with my friends, but fuck 'em. They'll all be dead and gone just like we all will, but at least I never hit my friend over a game of backyard two-hand touch. At least I never felt superior over others enough to bully, threaten, and hurt them. To push them over and say mean things. But I also never stood up for myself. I never acted out and never got in trouble. I never pushed boundaries and experimented and see what I could do to be me. I never did that. As frustrating as it is, there are good and bad things that happen because of my name. Something granted to me upon my birth. Michael. Who would have known there'd be two kids named Michael in my class? Everybody would have known. Everybody would have known because Michael's a popular name. But anyways, my parents could have never have known that by naming me Michael, they have doomed me to a future where I will be forever formally known as Michael 2. In another world, I'm in a different place, writing an essay about plants or technology or science I find fascinating, or recording videos of my pets, or hell, maybe I'm making TikTok dancing videos. In another world, I never felt like the shoddy copy of somebody else, and I wasn't afraid to be me. Maybe my whole life was ruined by me being called Michael 2. Some of it was good, but I can't help but wonder how much different my life would be if I were never called Michael 2. All my life I felt misplaced. Like if I were anywhere else, I would do better. Be better. If I were anywhere else, maybe I wouldn't be Michael 2 and never would have been. Maybe I would have grown up without a lingering feeling of insecurity, and I definitely wouldn't be making a video about being called Michael 2. Our words hold power. What we call others has power too, and how we use that power of our names is incredibly important. If this video is to say anything at all, it's that little things matter, and sometimes those little things have good and bad consequences that spiral out into your life in miraculous ways. And sometimes that pisses me off real bad. But once again, without being Michael 2, I wouldn't be the Michael that I am today.